What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my video. Today we're gonna talk about the Barbarian build, my Berserker build, which I think is absolutely busted. And you'll see in the screen, this footage was pretty good because I did manage to get some of those legendaries as well. 3 of those, but sadly nothing that could improve this build really. We still have some room to improve for this build. Now, excuse my gameplay, sometimes it's not like perfect with this build because I play Rogue. Rogue is completely different playstyle, but my main will be Berserker. I love this build. I'm really happy about what I can do with it. But just to mention, this is beta, level 25, and can be totally different. Maximum level of release will be 100, so it could change tremendously. Also, if you can take a look, if you roll back a little bit, and if you take a look at the skills right here, if you press hover over some of the skills for Barbarian, and you press middle mouse button, you can change what weapon is gonna be primary for that skill. I'll go on that later on as well in the video. Why that's important, depending on what items, what weapons you have, because each weapon, mace, sword, axe for Barbarian, they do something different. A different effect, basically. But with this build, you see me use no potions at all. We don't need any potions because we have Fortify, we have Barrier, we have everything. Fortify is just like HP, Barrier is the same thing. Just it's basically another layer on top of your health bar, health pool, right? I'll also show you on some of the OP weapons you can get right now in the beta. There is a 35 level elite that drops extremely powerful weapons, especially for Barbarian for Berserk build, surprisingly. Everyone can drop that, even a non-Barbarian class. I already tried it with my Rogue, killed him 2 times. Got the 2 weapons. I believe I have both of them right now. Yeah, I have them equipped in this video. Yeah, so the damage is just through the roof. You will see me one-shot, almost a one-shot a boss as an elite. With the Death Blow, which it's assigned to the 200 axe I have. Was that even sword? I don't even know. That's an axe. That's a cleaver. Alright. Sometimes it looks like sword. So this is like, I would say, well, decked out twink build, but if you are struggling with defensive wise, if you're having troubles or problems with surviving, you can definitely change one skill for any other you like, or a groundstone for CC. I'll touch on it in a second as well. But there is also a build for Barbarian that is pretty insane. That's a bleed build with Rent, Flail, and Rupture, I believe it's called. And also Thorns. Barbarian is pretty good passive for Thorns, so if you build Thorns in Diablo 4 are absolutely busted. I think they're gonna tone it down because you can literally just hold your mouse button. You don't even have to attack anything, and the mobs just die. People. But yeah. In comparison to Rogue, Barbarian was very weak early on. But with these legendaries and optimized builds, this is much stronger. I said on my stream on Twitch, where I stream every day, that this feels much weaker than other classes. Besides Sork. Sork is a different story, right? But yeah, it feels pretty nice. But we're in game. I'll show you the kind of skills we are running with. So I have a maxed out Frenzy up top, which is the basic skill. Very powerful. I like the damage modifier on next rank. So this is very good damage. Because of the attack speed, we're stacking a 20% attack speed for up to 60%. And with this type of damage, it is pretty insane, let me tell you. Also, if you're berserking, which we will have Nonstop Berserk, I'll explain how. Our attack speed for next skills is increased as well, which means Death Blow is increased attack speed. Though that skill can kinda, lock you in animation for a bit too long. But we get Fury as well, which is amazing because, with this attack speed, it's wild. This is the Berserker I was talking about, the skill attack speed for other skills. We go on to the next one. Over here, we are running Double Swing. This is from an item. I don't run Rend, but this is a +1 from item. Running Double Swing, almost maxed out. Another very nice, damage multiplier on next ranks. This is only 25 Fury. I also have a legendary that supports this passive right here, which is very nice. Very nice. We have this upgraded to if you also have a stun build, so if you damage a stun build, if you damage a stun enemy or a knockdown, well, you will get Fury. If you cast double swing, you get Berserk. While you're berserking, you have to cast double swing too. You know, this is our #1 maintainer for berserking non-stop. As you can see, berserking gives you 25% damage increase and movement speed 15%. This could be pretty good build for speedrunning as well, I would say. On to the next one, we got only the first level of Rallying Cry. We don't really need more. It's resource generation bonus. It's pretty good too. Would come in handy, but with the limited skill points we have, it is what it is. We have Unstoppable. Now, Unstoppable means you're immune to CC. Now, if you get CC'd, all you have to do is just press this shout and you're dispelled of the CC. Very, very amazing if you're stuck in CC. As you can see in the footage, by the way, I had a phone call where I was standing still. I was not CC'd, I was standing still, almost died, but I had a phone call. I had to quickly, you know, swipe my phone with that finger. Over here, we upgrade with the Fury that grants more resource generation. Insane. Another War Cry. Shout, which gives you damage dealt increase for 8 seconds and for your bone allies as well. And War Cry gives us Berserking, so this is our opener. One of the openers. Right here. You could even go with this one. This one is very good. I would go with this one. 30% more damage. Amazing. Or if you're, once again, if you are struggling with surviving, you can go with the HP here. Now, our last but not least is the Death Blow, the big damage right here. I have 3 points in it. It deals massive damage. Even more so to bosses, as you can see, 100%. That's how I could almost one-tap a boss. Now, this is also our second opener if you don't have Shout, because it gives us a Berserking over here. For 3 seconds, that's what we are running. Now you have enough, in those 3 seconds, you have enough time to have enough Fury for double swing that refreshes Berserking for 2 seconds, more than enough time. And also if you kill someone with this skill, which is almost a guaranteed, because it's a big damage, then it's refresh cooldown. You can use it non-stop on mobs. And talking about the weapon swap, that's why with this high damage skill, I have it assigned to the 200 sword over here. Axe. The serrated cleaver of Berserk Ripping. If you press middle mouse button, you cycle through the weapons. This is the 200 dual wields, and this is the more hitting, higher hitting weapon. This is this one. As you can see, damage to healthy enemies. Now, healthy means if targets are above 70% HP or 75%, they're already marked as healthy. So not only we get the big damage from the skill, but on top of that we get 26.4% to healthy damage and 16.5% to close enemies. Close enemies is just melee, so we are melee build, perfect. Basic skill damage also increased for my frenzy, so this would be absolute base of a 200, I would say. Now, as you can see, I will get to legendaries later. All right, back to skills. Now, when it comes to ultimate, you have 2 options, basically 3, because for example, for Berserker, ultimates are insane in comparison to Rogue, for example, which is my ult. Not so much, but I'm going with the good old Breath of Berserker because I like berserking. I love Vikings, I love warriors, Norse mythology. I was always about these type of playstyles. So this one gives you another berserking and immunity to CC, which is unstoppable, and also dealing direct damage with basic skills gives you berserking as well for 5 seconds. So you can have quite a long-lasting berserk, pretty much. Now, if it's active, we have some upgrades here. You get movement speed and fury generation, which you can probably non-stop spam double swing, big damage. And then when it's active, every 50 fury you spend increases the berserker's damage by 25%. That's like infinite amount of damage for the duration. You just wipe everything with this thing. Now we have Call of the Ancients, very powerful as well. I really recommend this one. I need to test it out more as well, but I'm super addicted to this thing. Now, as you can see, we have instant damage on single target, but also AoE. Now with AoE, it's a bit tricky for me. I need to work more around target picking and whatnot. But you can get Fever here for the first Ancient. Enemies are slowed. Even the stun, when using his up wheel, Mr. Upheaval, sorry. 30% chance to stun, very good too. You get bonus attack speed here, and damage. Now this big chain, Iron Maelstrom, and deals a massive amount of damage too. So if you want to wipe everything on the map, you can go with this thing. And it also stuns you. It depends, see, this is what I'm talking about. Here you see what kind of weapon. If you assign a certain weapon, it does something else. So the 200, the mace I have, for example, that would stun enemies and deal damage. The 200 slashing would instead not deal as much damage, but it would apply bleeding, huge tick of bleeding, and then dual wields would well, damage per hit. Never mind, you do damage with all three weapons at the same time, basically. Now I see there's like basically like 3 charges, that the 3 animations. I just realized, my bad. Get increased crit chance strike and crit damage as well, 20%. Doing direct damage to an enemy after 2 weapons reduces Iron Maelstrom. Cooldown by 1 second. Very, very nice actually. Very nice. Now when it comes to passives, these small little things, they are very good ones. For example here, once again, if you're struggling with survivability, I will talk about that aspect right now. If you're struggling with that, we can go with damage reduction while berserking, since we have Nonstop Berserk. Brawling skill, we don't really have that. You can have, or regeneration. If I get more stat points, or points, talent points, I'll put them here for sure. You can get more movement speed. I have 7% on boots, so this could come in handy. This booming voice is very important, very good too in the end game. I would say it's a must thing to have. Then there is heal for your allies. I believe it heals you as well. What else we got? The thorns are very powerful too. So here you have thorns, and for each maximum life, you get more so, right? This pairs super well with percentage life mods on items, or another passive here with max HP increase. It's 15% right here. Insane. Amazing. I should probably take this as well, but as you can see, I'm not dying, so if I feel like, you know, it's gonna be rough, I'm gonna take this, because 45 is the same amount, same amount number like HP almost. Well, depends, so this would help with that too. And also here, again, increased damage for thorns. They also bleed, mobs bleed if the thorns, you know, apply to them. So Thorn build, having that mod on or perk on armor as well, amazing. But I would say it's pretty much it when it comes to skills. Now again, if you want one defensive, I would suggest instead of Rallying Cry, I would take either Iron Skin or Challenging Shout, which also applies more thorns here. Or you can go with Ground Stomp. It's up to you. This is personal preference, that 4th skill. But this is what we are working with. So let's get down to business with gear now, right? When it comes to gear, I'm full running legendary. I decked out my barbarian. I'm still missing like 1 or 2 Legos, I think. But basically the heal after each kill comes from the gem in here, as you can see. 13 life on kill. And then I have a headpiece with 9 on kill. This gem is very good, at least one of them, or 2 gems. I really like that. You could probably run like these 2 gems on your dual wields. And then run these yellow ones, chip topaz or topaz, on your 2-handers with the basic skill damage. That also applies to frenzy. So I'm missing like at least two slots for 2 spots, 2 sockets for the weapon damage, skill damage, which is crazy. Frenzy could hit more than double swing almost, I would say. So yeah, I'll get down to rotation later. So a couple of the chained Legos we have here. Alright, so look at that. We got Unlucky Hit. Damage against bleeding enemies has a 35% chance to stun them for 2 seconds. Now, you notice we don't have any bleed in the build, right? But we do have one over here. Whenever we deal direct damage with berserking, inflict base damage dealt as bleeding. And we are non-stop berserking, right? So there you can see it's AoE, the stun. As you can see, those some of those passives were like talent points. It applies to bleeding or stun targets. Now while berserking, you deal fire damage to every second to surrounding enemies. Also very powerful because we have that non-stop. We have double swing legendary here as well. If you cast it 2 times in a row, which is no problem because it's very cheap and we have a lot of fear regeneration, you create a Dust Devil that deals damage to enemies behind the target. Extra damage, doesn't hurt. We also have damage, attacking enemies with the basic skill, increase the damage of our next score skill. So read it as dealing damage with Frenzy has increased damage for our double swing by up to 50%, which we have because Frenzy has insane amount of attack speed. You want to keep 3 stacks of this for the attack speed, but more about it later. This legendary is not that good. Great strikes give you movement speed. I mean, it's not bad, right? It's not bad. We have movement speed on the boat itself, but yeah, not too bad. Could be better though. You also have this one is very important. Damage an elite enemy. It gives you a barrier, absorbing to 600 almost damage for 10 seconds. This is insane. Insane. Another thing, skills deal up to 30% damage, depending on your primary resource when cast. And we have Full of Fury, for example, you benefit the max the number of that. Powerful as well, as you can see. Now, 35% chance to gain Fortify. This was what I was talking about, the Fortify barrier, which you could see in my, well, in the footage before, at the beginning of the video. Extremely insane. So we have everything. Barrier, Fortify, normal HP. This is immortal. Too bad I did not run into Butcher. I tried to look for one. I met 3 Butchers on my Rogue and 0 on Berserker. Like, god damn, I would love to see that. We talked about this one. Sadly, Steel Grasp, I don't use that, so could be something plus like a double swing or whatever. I don't have that though. Physical damage increase on the chest piece, very nice. Damage reduction as well, insane. What else we got here? +1 rent, that's dog. We quite do a lot of overpower. We have like pretty good chance of overpowering. I noticed a lot of the that's the blue damage number on the screen if you see that. 3% and damage, one has 48. Feels more than the 3% to be honest. But if you need any description, what everything means, you just go into the stat sheet over here. Now on to the next one. We have increased damage for each second he stands still, which is over here, this thing. And which we are doing, right? We are frenzying and double swinging on spot on the bows. So I think the butcher fight could be fun. So yeah, this is like one of the best passives you can have for this build. Next one, we have reducing cooldowns of shouts depending on how many enemies we have around us. Very useful as well, I would say. Especially, you know, when we're hitting like nightmare dungeons in endgame with more mobs, I reckon, then it would come in handy even more. Now this ring has absolute best perks, I would say. Maximum Fury is kind of meh, but maximum physical damage and damage to close enemies. Close enemies is again melee again, and with VR melee build, so lovely. My next ring is even better. Damage to close enemies, physical damage, maximum life. You cannot ask for a better thing. This is insane. And also, this is a super important legendary as well for our build. You gain Fury per second while berserking. Lovely. Now we're seeing this fire damage, double swing, the berserking, bleeding, and the last one we have attacking. Already talked about it. Basic skill, you know, frenzy gives you more damage for. Yeah, I'm thinking I missed one more. This one is also pretty good. I mean, not really for our build. Charge leap, we don't use that. This one is the immunity to damage. It would be great against a butcher if you're struggling. Now, this is a very interesting legendary. You deal more damage while you have barrier active, which we have from over here, right? Every 30 seconds, we could have that proc, which is not bad at all. I could probably try that to increase even more damage. We already have this one. Oh, this is interesting too. If you hit a CC'd enemy, there is a chance for that CC effect to spread to another unaffected enemy. And as you know, we are stunning mobs with this legendary, so that means we could even chain stun CC on mobs, which sounds even more broken and busted. Already have this, and this one is I don't really find this too good. Sure, we have a lot of fury, extra damage from here wouldn't be too bad. It's something like the double swing, but Now, this was the gear when it comes to consumables. When it comes to sockets, by the way, you want to stack with maximum life over here. And if you do so, try to look for the thorns mods on the armor because of the passive. That will be very, very nice. On these weapons, you want to have basic skill damage for a frenzy. We can juice it up. You can go with one socket live on kill at least, so you don't have to use potions. And on the armor, I mean on the jewelry, probably all resistances. But as you can see, I have shadow, I have cold, so I try to you know, balance out my resistances, which are over here. Fire, cold, lightning, poison, shadow. Yeah. When it comes to consumables, this one is very nice. Armor, thorns, another thorns. Once again, you can even amplify it even more. And this is the beginning level 5 potion. We have attack speed, which would you know, be even better for our build because we are all about that. Shadow resistance if you need for against bosses and whatnot. Maximum resource by 15, that's interesting. Dodge, that's for rogues, not really for our build. And overpower, 3% proc chance, not worth. I would probably go with attack speed. Or thorns if you're a thorns build. But there you have it. Homies and homettes, fellow gamers, I hope you enjoyed it. If I missed out on anything, let me know down below in the description. But I'm pretty sure we got everything out of the way. And I would like to thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like the content, if you like the videos. Check out my other Diablo 4 videos. I will try to focus on that because I love this game. I grew up on Diablo 2, so my ult is a rogue. I will release a build. I'll also have a video right up top over there. Killing a butcher with my rogue. And a goblin at the same time in the same dungeon. Pretty interesting. But until next time, y'all have a good one and take it easy. Peace out.